So my name is Sam Zimmerman. I am with Blue State. We are an agency focusing on supporting the largest nonprofits and NGOs, engage their supporters. We run a lot of email campaigns with a focus on fundraising. And my colleague?
Hi everyone. So I'm Anam. I'm from Accelerant. I'm a business analyst. So that's all about. And Accelerant is all about strategistic personalized agency, and we just strategize, design, build, and grow. That's all about.
So Accelerant and Blue State met through DrupalCon about 6 years ago. Through this fellow right here in the front row is the person that I originally met. And since then, our teams have worked together to build Drupal websites for all of these organizations you see here. So some of these very recognizable UN agencies, and Doctors Without Borders is probably familiar with everyone in this room. And on the next slide, you can see at a very high level what we're doing with most of these organizations. So this is the high-level supporter journey that almost all of our clients want us to help maximize. So get a potential supporter to the website for the first time through SEO, sharing a link on social media, paid media ad placement, however we get them there, get them to the website, and then get them to sign up for email. And then after they sign up for email, ask them for money and get them to make their first donation, and then ask them again and ask them to give more. And so as we move across on this journey, the role of the website tends to fall off, and more of the investment and the attention is paid to the email systems and the CRM, because those systems are very mature and integrated together. So the email system knows, what has this person given in the past? What did they respond to? What are their passions that cause them to give? The website typically doesn't have that information. There's no system pushing that information back into into Drupal. And so the reason for that, it is possible, it could be developed, but our clients don't want to invest in that kind of custom development. And there are also tools that you could use to do that, but they're expensive. So Optimizely, Dynamic Yield, A/B Tasty, all of these kinds of tools, they typically start at $60,000 to $90,000 per year, which is more than any of our clients want to spend on that functionality. So we're really excited, on the next slide, that working with our partners at Pantheon, we now have the option of using Lytics CDP. So Pantheon, everyone in this room is probably familiar with. Lytics you may not be familiar with. They are a customer data platform, which means they are a mixing board for data. You can pull together data from all of the sources in your stack and use it to cause things to happen on your website, so it's actionable in real time. It also generates its own data, its own first-party data of all of the interactions a user takes on the website. So it's similar to Google Analytics in that it's tracking every click, but unlike Google Analytics, this is information that you own and that you can do things with. It's first-party, meaning it's as long as you keep it secure, it is respectful of the privacy of the individuals that have given their consent to be tracked with a cookie on your site. And so I'm going to show you how we're using this with our nonprofit clients. So this is a website that Accelerant and Blue State are about to launch this next month for Boston Children's Hospital, and we're looking here at the new homepage. And so most hospitals have many different ways that you can support them. You can make a one-time donation right now on the website by clicking donate, and I could say I want to give $50 to the hospital. But they have more sophisticated ways of giving money as well. You can organize a peer-to-peer fundraising event, like a run or a golfing tournament, or you could attend a gala. You could arrange for your company to become a corporate sponsor. You could arrange to give money in your will when you pass away. And so all of those other ways of giving money actually are more important to the hospital. They generate more. And so strategically, our clients wanted to make sure that any new potential supporter discovers all those extra ways of giving money. And so you can see here, ways to give. It's the first CTA in the hero area. And if you click it, if you go to the next page, you arrive at a page that tells you about all the ways to give down here below the fold. And so, so we want to make sure that as many people as possible who are new to the hospital discover all of these different ways that they can give. But if we go back to the homepage, click again, Lytics is in the background tracking that this information has now been read. This visitor has come to the Ways to Give page. They now have gotten the orientation. They no longer need to have that promotion to learn that. We've switched that Ways to Give CTA now to Give Now. And every time they come back to the website, they'll see Give Now, because we don't need to send them back to the Ways to Give. It's available in the main navigation. They can always find it again. We don't need to promote it. So it's a very simple little personalization, but it's actually going to cause a few people to discover how to give more, that are appropriate to give more, and it will get them to make their first donation sooner, and that adds up over time. So that's just one small example, and now we're going to show a live demo. Nam, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Sure. Thank you, Sam. So just give me a quick minute. All right. So would you like to share something about the Whisker?
Sure. We are looking here at the Whisker Network, which is a fictional cat shelter in New York City. Hopefully everyone's get the dopamine flowing from the cute cats that you see here. As I mentioned, every nonprofit wants someone to sign up for email, so that is our primary CTA right there at the top of the page.
All right. Thank you, Sam. So as you see right now, so we were discussing about that initially when you come to a site and we are just getting the information. So I'm just going to share some insights about the customer data platform, CDP, which is getting emerged. So it is all about the unified customer portal or unified customer profile. So I hope everyone is using the online shopping. So it's all about like when we wanted to go, we wanted to see something which is related to us, the personalized one. So that's what we prefer as in web e-commerce and everything. So something which is coming to the NGOs, as Sam discussed right now. So we need to get more attentions from the customers to get more donations. So how it can be efficiently taken care. This is the one step for that. So right now I'm just filling the details over here.
And we should show also going into the profile analytics in the
Sure.
widget, just to show where we are as anonymous users right now. So this widget is showing what's happening in the cloud in Lytics' server in real time. So the segments over here are what Lytics determines about a user who's come to the site for the very first time. So we don't know who this person is. So they are in the anonymous user segment.
Yeah, I'm just clearing. So it has cached my cache. Just give me 1 second. Done. All right. Yep. All right. So now you're able to see that I'm just an anonymous user, so it doesn't have any information. We are going to see how it is creating the segments inside the Lytics for a profile.
So Anam is inspired to support this nonprofit and is filling out her email and is going to subscribe to email.
I'm just confirming. Yep. So still now, it's a subscribe CTA. I'm a user who's landing on the site for the very first time. All right. So once we sign in, normally we used to get the information like thank you for your subscriptions and like confirmation CTAs. So definitely we will be knowing that when we go to any kind of subscriptions, we want to need the confirmation message. To utilize it more efficiently, what we have done is that particular confirmation CTA, we have converted as the next step would be the donation. So it is something like we are not letting the customer only by giving the confirmation, we are just motivating them to go ahead and next step like donations. Yes.
So you can also see that Lytics, now that we know who this supporter is, it's Anam. If you actually go into details up at the top.
Yeah, I'm just clicking on that.
In this area here, it's a little hard to see, but the first name is there, the email is there. And so this is information that we can use right away in Drupal. And so this is a smart content block. And this is being personalized based on Lytics saying this is no longer an anonymous user, put them on the next step, which is to ask for a donation. So what this means is that after coming to this website and signing up for email for the first time, you never need to see the email sign up form again. You've signed up for email. That would be a waste of space to show that again. And so we're showing the donation ask as the most logical next step for this particular supporter. So now we'll show what happens when you go receive an email after subscribing.
Yeah, so as Sam highlighted right now, so from, if you notice, it is from anonymous, it got changed to the different segment over there right now because there is a user profile which got created specifically for that profile. Now, so I have just logged in from the laptop, which is over here. I'm just considering that maybe I just forgot to check out the verification email, which I received it, and I'm in somewhere else in the locations. I'm just accessing my email from somewhere else through the cloud. So I'm just showing it from here. So I'm just taking the link. Let's consider, give me 1 second.
So in the background, we have Mautic, which has actually sent the email that we just subscribed to.
So what I'm doing is to ensure that I'm into a different locations. I'm just going to access my Safari instead of the same Chrome, which I was not using.
So Safari is a browser that we've never visited the Whisker network in before. So this is a totally new device, new browser.
So I'm into the Safari right now. I'm just pasting the same link, which is received for the verification email.
And so you can see in this browser, we've never visited the site before. We're getting the personalized donation form rather than the email sign up ask. So it's very simple, but it's elegant, and it tells this user, we know who you are. We appreciate your support. We're using your data responsibly. And here we're actually pulling in a mention of the user's name from what we have available in Lytics. So that's the second use case. We have just one more to show you.
Yeah, so till now we have just rephrased so how efficiently you can use the customer data. So once they sign in, and it can be captured in a different ways, either their first names, navigations, but this is the one good way to capture more revenue creation parts and attract more customers to the site. So now I'm just going with the donation part.
Let's go back to Chrome though, so we can see the Lytics.
Yeah, sure. So this is just a Lytic extension. So you have to go with the custom codes for that, how to personalize the things. So
We'll go back to
just
the
configure
profile.
into the profile.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So now it's just all smart new. That's the only thing you're able to see. Now I'm just clicking on the donations. So I just would like to go for $15 over here. So I just give the information and I'm clicking on donate. However, this is just for the demo, but you have to just consider the payment screen. Everything has been taken care. So I'm just clicking on the donate over here. So that's it. You have donated. So I'm just checking what is the Lytics status over here. Now I'm just refreshing. So there is a separate segment which got created if you see that last donated in 90 days. So that is the one way of capturing that, okay, there is a donation happen from this particular user. And also if you notice, I have already given the 15 and I'm just asking the user to go for further more. So we have just placed the 15 in the first place and furthermore the additional amounts. So this is how by default the customer, when they are visiting the sites again, we can just get generated with additional amounts because we have a personalized profile created for them. And there will be a separate category over there, which we are creating. It depends upon their user experience. Sam, would you like to add some points?
So we've created a date stamp when the first donation was made. And so that allows us to put the user in a segment which has donated within the last 90 days. They are engaged. If they don't take another action for 90 days, then we can put them on a re-engagement journey. We can say, hey, we've missed you in this area here. Would you, care to support us again? Or whatever the strategy might be to re-engage a lapsed donor. So those are our 3 use cases. We'd be happy to answer any questions about what we've just shown you.
So my only question is, for the part where you switched from Chrome to Safari, was that through like the email service that you, like the link tracking?
There's a parameter in the link that Lytics is taking a look at.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Really cool. Thanks.
Thank you.
We've sort of buried the lead on this, is that Lytics is free to use. They have a free tier that allows nonprofits to get started. It tracks up to 5 million events per month, which is well within the traffic levels of almost every nonprofit that we work with, even the largest ones. Any other questions?
Probably you can take it out. Yeah, I can put it in.
Okay.
So yeah, it's interesting. So with the Lytics and the free tier, that would be coupled with Pantheon, or
It can be used with any service. So if you go to the Lytics website, you can start the free tier account and you can use it anywhere.
and with Lytics, there's as a kind of a traditional conversion funnel, it seems that's probably the primary use case. But what about other things around? For example, let's say you have users logging into Drupal and you wanted to tie it to the logged in user's behavior, and you might want to do it for content personalization. Would that suit it pretty well?
Absolutely. I'm showing in this demo very, very simple use cases just to get people used to the idea that this is possible and achievable. We created this demo in less than 2 weeks. And there's a couple other use cases that we have set up as well for volunteers, for example. Once you get your feet wet with this tool and see that it's pretty straightforward to use, then you can sort of take it out into wider use cases. So one of the useful things that Lytics does is it crawls all of your content and builds a taxonomy. So it automatically will start tracking what topics, if you have a lot of content a user is interested in, and then you can use that information to populate a recommended content tray, for example.
Yeah. Adding a point to Sam's would be like, you were right. So content personalization is something like, there were the segments created on the Lytics. If you check, Smart New, last donated in 90 days. So the same way the content personalizations, irrespective of that, what we wanted to customize as part of the personalization, that will fall into the picture as part of the segments. Thank you.
Did you use the Lytics smart content module that's in Drupal now, or did you set it up through JavaScript?
So no, this was set up, we originally created this back in March when Lytics first created their version of smart content that's just sort of ready to go, plugged into Lytics. So they didn't really do that much to it. It was already sort of doing this function with HubSpot and other CRM connections, and so they just made it so it was ready to go, plug and play for them. They've also released one for WordPress.
Yeah, it's just the integration part, so it's work in progress. But it's like the other marketing. I mean, in addition to that, there are marketing emails. Mautic has been integrated with the same, so that is in progress.
One of the things that I'm really interested in is just the value of the data in and of itself. And so we have clients that we've recommended just put Lytics on your site, start seeing what data flows in. It's richer in it than what you can get from Google Analytics, and you can do stuff with it, which is unique. So we don't need to necessarily create personalizations to get value out of the tool. Thanks everyone for coming. If anyone wants to know more about this, we're going down to the Pantheon booth and doing some more demoing there, and happy to answer further questions.
Yeah. Thank you.